What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. It is currently 3:28 p.m. on Friday, July 11th. We have a special guest on today in an absolutely packed-in episode. We have Christian from Make Time for Fishing coming on for a interview. Just talk about what it was like winning the Red Spot Roundup from presented by Afterward Fish Club. Just got back from a trip to Maine. Caught some stripers up there. Get into that a little bit and just all around what his journey beginning fly fishing has kind of looked like. So it's going to be a great episode. Really cool interview coming up. But before we get into it, you want to save 10% on your order at riversmith.com. Convoy series, the River Quiver, the gear roll, hats, t-shirts, anything you can think of. Riversmith makes some awesome products to make your fishing experience a whole lot more convenient and easy. The River Quiver protects your rods. The Convoy rollout bag, which is awesome. Keeps all your stuff, waders, boots, can of Zin, whatever it may be. Keeps it all in one place so you don't have to go back and forth, lose your stuff. But if you want to save 10% on any of those fantastic products, use code Wrangler10 at checkout. You will save 10% on your entire order from Riversmith. But like I said, riversmith.com, riversmith.com, and that is Wrangler 10. So now for the interview with Christian at Make Time for Fishing on YouTube. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have a very special guest today. If you're on YouTube, you might recognize this guy. Pretty cool videos that this dude makes.
Thank you.
Really good fisherman. I'll kick it over to you to let you introduce yourself a little bit, man.
Yeah, well, thanks. My name's Christian Conley. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, and I make fishing videos for YouTube, Instagram, and reluctantly TikTok. And my channel name's Make Time for Fishing, and I've been doing it for, almost 6 years now. So it's been a while.
So before we get into it, how'd that name Make Time for Fishing come out a little bit? I like that name.
Yeah. So it was funny. I was just talking, kind of preparing for our talk today. I was just talking to my wife about this, and I actually found like a Google Doc from November of 2019, which was when I started or at least made the channel, and just trying to come up with different names. And it was only like the third one I thought of because I probably spent like an hour in between names just sitting on my computer. But the idea was basically Make Time for Fishing means, to me at least, make time for whatever it is that makes you happy. Like as you get older, I was 2 years out of college, 2 years in the workforce, and working like an office job in a hospital. But so, 7:30 to 4, then you go work out if you're going to be productive that day, and then go home, cook dinner, and it's like time to go to bed. And, 2 years of that, it starts wearing on you, going on 8 years at this point, but that's besides the point. And essentially I was trying to figure out what it was that would, make the week a little better. And that thing for me has always kind of been fishing. And I was getting back into it at this point in my life after a pretty big hiatus. And I was like, all right, make time for fishing's my thing. But for everyone, I think it's important to make time for whatever it is that makes you happy, that isn't, meant to make money or be productive. It's just like something you enjoy. Like you get intrinsic value out of it. And it actually like just makes you happy no matter how it goes, no matter who's with you, if anyone's with you. And so for me, that was fishing.
Oh. Completely wrong time to take a sip of water.
Sorry. I should have just dragged it out a little more. I was on
Nah, you're all good, bro. That's my fault. I should have known it was coming to an end. Fuck.
So that was kind of the idea behind the name was, I wasn't gonna necessarily be making videos that were intended to be anything beyond the norm of like what a everyday like weekend warrior type fisherman might do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make videos of the type of fishing I like to do in like the spare time that I had, which, depending on the week or the month can really be limited. But, just remembering that, I might only have like 3-4 hours, but would I rather be spending that time sitting on the couch, watching TV or reruns or whatever, or would I rather go and like grind it out on like 110-degree day and just like at least get outside? Like I know at the end of the day, I'm going to feel better for having done it than not,
Yeah, I know 100% what you mean, dude. I choose to like, I put these on YouTube. I gotta get more like fishing content out there because it's like, I do 2 shows a week. And then it's like I get to the weekend, I'm like burned out from work. I work at a golf course, so I'm like, damn,
wow.
dude. I was like, I gotta sit here I tie flies too.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm going next weekend for like the first time all summer. I was like,
wow.
I've been so dang busy between like engagement parties and it's like, when do you like life catches up to you? I'm like, damn, dude, I haven't gone fishing in a while.
Yeah, I'm on a stretch right now too.
Dude, I hate it.
And stretches can be so relative too. Like if it's a time of year where you're seeing a lot of people catching stuff and the bite's good, a single weekend where you didn't go feels like a month. And so like, but yeah, it's as we get older and family grows and just responsibilities and expectations and isn't it the worst that like your friends and family want to spend time with you and it cuts into your fishing time? It's so awful of them. But like, that it's like little things like that. And then when you're tired. And so like, again, back to the name, for me, it was just reminding myself that like, this is something, I get joy out of. I enjoy doing it. Even if I'm like out in the pouring rain, it's something I like. And so, just like a little mental reminder, I suppose, to like, whether it's fishing or whatever else, just do what it is that makes you happy.
Yeah. Dude, so you kind of said your fly fishing journey, like just recently started, dude.
Yeah, relatively. I would say like, I got my first like crappy, Amazon fly rod just because I had no idea if it was going to be something I would stick with. Growing up, one of my good friends, Dan, who I'm actually trying to nail down a trip with for this fall to North Carolina, he was like my first exposure to fly fishing. I grew up in Connecticut, and we would go trout fishing on the Farmington, which has some really good trout fishing depending on the spot. There's some really good pockets. And it's a huge river. It goes all the way up to Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can drop a fact check on the screen or something.
I think it does. I'll fact check. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah,
because it runs all the way up through Mass. And then I think part of Vermont and then up into Canada.
It might not go. Maybe? It might not go far up there, but I feel like I've heard it originates up there. But regardless, back when I was fishing, I had much less fishing knowledge, so sue me if I'm wrong. But so like I would go out spin fishing. I'd be throwing around like little Phoebes, if you ever use one of those. Great lure, basically the freshwater equivalent of like a Castmaster. And actually now that I think about it, it's a pretty good comparison. But so and it was funny because some days I'd catch like 6-to-1 fish on him. But like just watching his like cast, it was like beautiful. Even when we were like 15, 16, it looked so good. And I'll never forget this one day I went out with him and his dad. And his dad's like a fly fishing purist. And we're out there, and his dad's got this, I mean, unbelievably nice fly rod. Like I'll never have a rod this nice. It was probably like, I'm just gonna make up a number, but like $1,500, $2,000, something like that. And he got frustrated, I think, with the fact that I was catching fish, and like maybe wanted to humble me a little bit, but he framed it as he wanted to like give me a first fly lesson. So he like called me over like in the middle of the river and like put the fly rod in my hand and had me, try to, flick the paint off the brush or whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
And this is back when I was like 16, and it probably went on for about 5 minutes. And he was like, you know what? No, you're done. And he just like sent me off and like gave me my spinning rod back. And he was like, hey, I'm not going to teach you how to fly fish while I'm trying to catch fish. But yeah, this is like my first exposure. And fast forward, I mean, probably like 7 years, I like went and bought an Amazon fly rod, and I was pond hopping with it because this is when I first started the channel out. And I still consider myself new because of the number of hours I've actually like committed to fly fishing. Because when you can get on a bite easier with the spinning gear, when that's like what it's your bread and butter,
Yeah.
and you're really frustrated with learning how to cast, and like you're out in the marsh or something, and you're casting at like redfish that you can see, but your casting sucks, and so you're landing on their back, or you're just completely whiffing, or you're getting tangled up in the grass behind you, or putting huge knots in your leader, which still happens, but happens less often.
It happens to me too.
And so then you get frustrated, and then you put down the fly rod, pick up the spinning rod, and then you start catching. You don't pick the fly rod up again that day.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to start going out and only bringing the fly rod, and being okay with the fact that like I might skunk today, even though I'm seeing fish, just because I have to learn. Right. And it took me a while to start doing that. And now I know the conditions where it's worth bringing just the fly rod versus the spinning rod. But my casting's gotten good enough now that like, not that it's good, but it's better. And I feel like I can put a little bit of time into the fly rod, and then if like the wind starts picking up, or if the conditions aren't right for sight fishing, I can swap back and forth and like not feel like I'm gonna just ditch the fly rod for the whole day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense, dude. What's been the hardest thing to learn in like your whole journey?
Even like a lot of people who don't understand fishing are like, fishermen have a ton of patience. Everyone's like, how do you just go out there for 6-8 hours? You might not even catch anything, and you do this all the time. Like I would never be able to sit there for that long. And so like I thought I was patient until I started realizing how much I rushed my back casts. And so that was a big thing for me, was learning to be patient on the back cast, let the fly line and everything lay out nice behind you before you try to bring it forward. And that was like a really big thing, and like a huge point of frustration, especially when you're like tying your own leaders, and then 10 minutes in, you've got like 7 knots in the leader, and it's like basically ruined.
Yeah, dude. I remember when I was living in Florida, and it's like that's where I really first like dipped my feet into like saltwater fly fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like one time a year when I was up in Massachusetts, and I was out on my cousin's rocks with a fly rod that I should have been out there. But I would sit there and I tie up because I go like 12 to 10, and sometimes I'd knock down to like 8.
I mean, they've got clear water up there.
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
It is.
I go into my back cast, and the wind starts blowing down the shore, and it's all tangled up. I'm like, well, I just spent like 10, 15 minutes tying up that leader for freaking nothing. And I'm like, well, here I am, just essentially with my dick in my hands. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to put this thing away and grab a spinning rod.
Yeah, fly rod in one hand, dick in the other. Like, I know the feeling, dude.
Like, what am I doing out here with the wind just humming down the bank, dude?
That is brutal. Yeah, I'm haunted by my lack of proficiency at double hauling, especially in like serious wind when you're trying to get some real distance. Like you're talking like casting off the rocks, or like trying to surf fish with the fly rod. Man, like that's humbling fast.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, you should have seen me in Aruba with the wind, dude. Trying to double haul into that wind in like the Caribbean, dude. The freaking worst thing I've ever seen, dude. It was so bad. Where it's just like literally constant, just humming wind in your face.
What were you
And
going for?
I was going for bonefish and then
Oh,
whatever ate my line at the end of the year. I wouldn't care if it was
oh,
like a
sick.
freaking kid out there. I was setting the hook. that might have been a little harsh. I wouldn't have done that. But
Trout setting.
oh, dude,
It's
it's
a
so
hard
bad.
habit to break, especially
It's
like
a
if you almost always are freshwater fly
yeah,
fishing.
it's so hard to break that, dude. Like I had when I was down in Florida, I'd fish Mosquito Lagoon all the time.
Oh, sweet.
And I had this dude, John Grosso used to fish with me. I had trout set, and he'd be like, "Don't fucking trout set." He'd like kind of help me out. He helped me. He kind of firsthand like taught me how to saltwater fly fish. He'd be like, "Don't effing trout set." It's like keep your elbow tucked and just lean into it or strip set. And I was like, okay. And I trout set every single time.
Yeah.
I It's so hard to break
I mean,
until you're like
you get
sitting
so
there.
excited when you feel the
Yeah,
weight, or like when you actually see the line jump too. Like if it's a redfish or a trout, and you see the line
yeah.
jump. Oh, I mean, it's understandable, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and the
And
amount
it's
of
like,
times I've had like fish eat the fly just to kill it and then spit it out, like before you even get a chance to set the hook. Like you see the bite and then it's just gone. It's like
yeah,
it jumps, but then when you pull, it's nothing there. It's like maybe if I had trout set, I would at least got a hook in them, you know?
yeah. I think, dude, like I legitimately think there is a time and a place in saltwater fishing for trout setting. Like it might be a wild theory, but
You know,
like you're saying,
I've
if
caught
that
them.
dude, if you got a redfish hunting down your fly, and
Hmm.
like you see the videos all the time of those
Oh,
redfish
sure.
coming up behind the fly, if you have one hunting down that fly and it eats it, and it's like its mouth gets fully around it, you want that fly going up rather
Yeah,
than
yeah,
out,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Oh,
I'm
I'm with
like,
you. And if it charges you and
yeah,
you're going to have trouble keeping up with like, you're not out casting for like GTs or like something like that. And you got the rod in your armpit, you're doing both hand retrieve. You're just
yeah,
going one hand. It's hard to keep up with them. And I've seen plenty of examples of people keep them on when they got a ton of slack and it darts under the boat and they're trying to keep up. But I mean, if you haven't got a hook in them yet, there's a lot of chance for that fly to come out.
yeah,
I mean, you don't have to convince me, man. I still all the
yeah.
time accidentally fall into that pattern again, as hard as I try.
Oh yeah, I try every single time, but I'm like, there are times where where I'm like, I do strip set, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, I definitely should have just come up with it. Well, what's been your favorite thing of learning? You know,
Of the fly fishing aspect.
yeah, fly fishing. My bad.
Oh, I mean, dude, I mean, definitely sight fishing.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
it's
it's
so
so much
cool.
fun.
I mean, and I've had a couple chances to do a few different styles of sight fishing at this point, and like, super low tide, and you get like the belly crawling reds, like in the marsh. That's super cool, very visceral and visual. You see half the fish out of the water while it's tailing, or I mean cruising, and you like cast in front of it and like drag it in like 4 or 5 inches of water. That's always awesome. Like then on the flood tide, which we have flood tides right now, but they're at night, which is unfortunate. Um, they like you get them tailing or crawling, whatever it is, and like in the grass. That's really cool, really rewarding. I only got my recent one doing that very recently, thanks to my buddy Fenner from Shell Bottom Supply. They're actually really sick. They make these like bamboo push poles
Yeah,
that are like, anyway, it's really cool. But he's like a beast on the pulling platform, and like if he can get me to catch him, he can get anyone to catch him. And he's put me on a couple nice ones so far, so that's been really fun. But then most recently, same kind of thing, but with striper in Maine, just like
oh yeah,
2 weeks ago. I knew, like, I've seen videos. I know that they can behave very similarly in shallow water to redfish.
oh
Like
yeah,
they'll crawl, they'll tail, but I'd never seen it, and I wasn't like planning on fishing that pattern. I didn't know that pattern happened at this particular beach. I don't know why it wouldn't. I just had never seen it in person, and I was casting, like blind casting up into this rip, like on the edge of this where this tidal river empties out into the ocean, and I'm blind casting and pulled out this little like dink, like 13-inch, like tiny little trout striper, and I like kind of glancing over my shoulder. It's like 5:30 in the morning. It's like up in Maine this time of year. That means the sun's fully up, but it's still like low in the sky. And I like, turn around and there's like a 32 or 33-inch striper between me and the shore, and I'm only like shin deep. And
oh my God,
it was like 20 yards behind me. I did like a double take. So I was like, am I seeing? Like, I thought it was a wave at first, and then it just like slowly, steadily, like working its way towards me. I was like, oh shit. And so like I doubled back to shore and like made like 3 or 4 casts, and it was like I could have made as many casts as I wanted, and it was just kind of nose down. In retrospect, now I believe I know they were actually eating sand eels in the sand. I thought they were maybe eating crabs or something like that, because they eat crabs, they eat baby lobsters, they eat all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
But they were digging sand eels out of the sand. And so I was throwing a little sand eel fly on sinking line, actually, which I thought was a mistake, but it actually worked out well because it was dragging it into the sand instead of like floating it over it. And so it's right in their line of sight where they're looking, and it looks like what they're trying to find. And so like third or fourth cast, like hooked up, and this thing's like tumbling head over heels because it's in like 6 inches of water, and it was big. And then it got out to the open water and took off, and that was pretty sweet. I'm working my way through that footage right now.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to see that.
And it was sweet because they just kept doing it like all morning and the next like week straight. Every day, clockwork, beginning of the rising tide, they would just work their way up the sand. And once you started seeing them, they were everywhere.
Yeah. Dude, that's what those New England striper are crazy, dude. It is unbelievable. In my opinion, there's no better place to chase striper than in New England. It's so crazy.
I'm definitely feeling that, man. I immediately after I left, I was like, I want to go back because I know this is the tide. I know they're doing it right now, and if I was lucky, I might get a couple. And
yeah, when I grew up in Massachusetts in Shrewsbury, and my cousins always went up to Maine. They had a place on Wells Beach.
Oh, cool.
And or they'd always go up to Wells Beach.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember being out there, and like you'd see everybody on the beach fishing. The wolf packs, those striper moving, are freaking crazy. And I completely agree with you where they behave like a red drum, where it's like you see those videos of Charleston where it's like you got 1,000 freaking reds in like a wolf pack, and they're just it looks like a tornado of fish. It's the same thing in New England with those stripers.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
I would almost say they're even more aggressive.
And, oh yeah.
Like if you're talking about like a bull redfish, which everyone has their own definition, and that's like a whole other controversial topic of what is a bull redfish. Is it over slot? Is it over 35? Is it over 40? Whatever. Because, if you're talking over slot in Charleston, that's 24 inches or 23 and a half inches. That's not a particularly big redfish. It's a nice fish, but it's not like
a bull.
I wouldn't call it a bull, but like, I'm not going to get into that. It's a whole other, have a whole podcast just like talking about angry comments you see on the internet about people getting mad at people for calling it a bull redfish. But, it's a bull redfish is whatever it means to you. I'll say that. But like a 35 in Charleston, a 35-ish inch redfish, that's a big redfish. You don't catch those every day. There's certain times a year they're way more common, like in October or September. You find more of them, but like most of the year, that's like a big fish, and you don't see them even every month. But at least I don't. Maybe guides probably do, but I don't get out as much as they do. But like a big striper, 45 inches, something like that, right time of year, they can be fair. And I wouldn't say common, but like if you're in the Cape or out in like I don't know, somewhere in central Mass, like that can be like fairly common
Oh
occurrence.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, you
And
followed Joe Gagino on Instagram?
it
Fish
sounds,
Boston?
maybe that name sounds familiar.
Dude, that dude, it put like the striper. He goes out of Boston Harbor. The
Okay.
striper that he's regularly catching in that whole Boston Harbor area, like running out there,
Mm-hmm.
is unbelievable.
Oh,
And dude, it's insane, dude. But like that, like out there at the Cape, dude. Yeah, like you're saying, man, like a big 45-inch like big striper is very it's pretty common.
it's very doable.
Yeah,
And
it's insane.
if you know where to go, it's just a matter of days till you get one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I but
it's
so striper are special fish, and
oh yeah.
I'm missing them like crazy after fishing them for like 5 or 6 days. It was I'm having withdrawals.
You don't have to tell the exact beach, but what part of Maine were you in?
Yeah, so we were south of Portland, so like pretty
Okay,
southern Maine.
okay,
My family has been going up there, same way you were talking about. Like I grew up in Connecticut from the age of 7 to 17, and like my family's been going up to this same little beach since before I was born because my great uncle and aunt had a house up there, and now like the whole extended family rents like different houses on this small beach for like a week every summer. It's cool. It's like a big family reunion that's like a
yeah,
week long, which when the cousins were younger was maybe a little bit too long. I won't send them this podcast, but it was maybe a little too long. But now that they're older, a bunch of them are like in or just out of college. It's awesome. It's our favorite time of year.
kind of get to go up there and put back a few Narragansetts and
Oh
hang
yeah,
out with them.
love a good Gansett, and love also getting a break from the heat.
Oh yeah,
We live in Charleston because we prefer extreme heat over extreme cold,
yeah.
but man, there's a point where your brain's fried, and like a crisp New England morning is like it just hits different. That's just good stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like you want to inject it into your veins some days. It's like you
Yeah,
can't.
but like only
It's
some days. Yeah,
yeah, only some. Not in
I did
like
my time,
yeah, not in like the middle of the winter. I will say
dude.
there are days where in the summer where I'm like sitting on the couch watching a Patriots game and it's like snowing its ass off and I'm like, damn, the things I do to be at Gillette Stadium right now. And my girlfriend will look at me. She's like, "You want to be at Gillette right now and it's snowing?" I was like, "You don't understand some of the snow games I've seen at that stadium. If you were there and you could see some of that stuff again, you would completely agree with me."
Majority of my family would say the same. They're right there with you.
Yeah, this is like my dad worked for Fidelity and they have a box at Gillette, so I grew up going to a lot of Pats games with like my uncles, my dad, and
Oh, that's cool.
tons of fun.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure.
yeah, I love Maine. Dude, like shoot, you go to any Portland Sea Dogs games while you're out there?
No, but growing up, we went every year. That
Yeah,
was
dude.
like the big excursion with the all the cousins and like 2 or 3 of the uncles that drew the short stick and had to like take us all, and we'd all have to go and get hats and shirts, and
Yeah,
it was fun. I love going to minor league.
I do
You know,
too.
I haven't been in a long time, but the River Dogs down here, they put on a good show. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude. I love. We got the Charlotte Knights here, and then the Kannapolis Cannonballers like 15 minutes up the road.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, dude, I still see like a couple Portland Sea Dogs hats that like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bunch of like the Red Sox podcasters wear. I'm like, damn, I do really want that Portland Sea Dogs hat right
Oh,
there.
they're cool. Yeah, and
Oh
they
yeah.
got a nice facility, and I mean Portland's just a cool city.
Oh,
Like
dude, Portland's awesome.
yeah, we our last day up there, the whole family had taken off for a wedding that we weren't going to because it was in Europe, and
Oh wow.
we were like, yeah, we're good, but we just couldn't swing it. But we had like a whole day to kill once we got kicked out of the rental house before our flight, so we were just like putzing around Portland all day. Had a great time. It was
Yeah.
hadn't done that in a while, and I don't think that two of us, my wife and I, have ever done that. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
You guys fly into Bangor or Logan?
No, just Portland.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the Portland International Jetport or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Really nice airport. It actually reminds me kind of like Tampa's, but on
Yeah.
like a smaller scale. Like Tampa's got the metro and stuff like that, but it's just like nice, clean, small, like condensed. It's good.
Oh yeah. So what were your go-to flies for the stripers?
Oh yeah. So I don't tie, so I'm not gonna know like specific
It's all
pattern
good.
names or anything like that. But this summer it was one fly the entire week that like I tried like a dozen, maybe 15 different flies throughout the week. This was the only one that worked. It was like probably initially I trimmed it down, which I think was a mistake, but it was like a 3.5, 4 inch sandio fly
Yeah.
that was like a nice like hair. I don't know if it was bucktail or what, but it was hair throughout that was like very natural looking, and it was mostly natural with like a little thin stripe of chartreuse on the top, and
Okay.
it was like black and then white on the bottom, and it was like it's really light and it casts super super well on an 8 weight. So like
Okay.
even for me, I could get like some pretty long casts going out there,
They
and
have eyes on it, like
yeah,
rainbow
yeah, I
eyes.
did.
Might have been a clouser.
I took a picture. I'll send it to you if you want to do like a little
Yeah.
picture in picture thing.
I'll put the picture in
Yeah,
there.
I took a picture because there was like millions of sand eels around, so I picked up like a dead one that was like washed up at low tide and like held it up to the fly. And I'm like, all right, why are they not eating this? Because this is pretty good. And I was like, this is probably the best match the hatch I've ever done, and they're turning their nose up at it. And it turned out, at least what I think was going on was I had switched to floating line, and because the water is so clear, I think they would see it on the top more than they would see it if it was dragging in the sand because I had like a light colored intermediate sinking line. That's at least the theory, but also I think I shortened the leader too much because I wanted easier cast. And like that last day, I went to like 14 feet. I was like, I'm not taking any chances. I want
Yeah.
to get another fish, and it worked out. But
How'd your 8 weight hold up? I'm actually going striper fishing, the river run striper fishing
oh
next
yeah,
weekend. I was kind of
oh
nervous about it.
yeah, where at?
uh, I think Saluda River. You
Oh,
bounce around to
nice.
Saluda and then
Yeah,
Congaree probably.
like Columbia area.
Yeah,
When are you going?
Saturday.
Like tomorrow?
Nah, next week, next
Oh,
Saturday.
okay. Well, hey, if you need another body, let me know because I've been trying to go up and do that.
Dude,
Um,
let me talk to Pat, dude.
yeah,
You know Highway 22 Outdoors?
yeah.
Him and I are going.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, dude, I'll talk to him. We probably come on up.
Oh,
That'd
sure,
be
dude. I
fun.
mean, hey, I'll double check with our calendar, but I'm pretty sure. But
Yeah,
anyway, next
for
week
sure.
aside, yeah, no, the 8 weight worked out well. I didn't catch any like giants. I think the biggest one I caught was actually that first one I sight fished, and it was between 32 and 34 inches. I'm gonna err on the side of like being conservative. I'll say 32, so I don't get like harassed for it. But all I could do was hold it up against the rod, get a picture, and then measure the rod later. And it wasn't like great, but it was like a little past the first like real guide, and
Yeah.
it was like a thick fish too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was pretty well bent, but like I was never worried about the rod breaking or like getting spooled or anything like that. It was a good fight, and it felt like I probably got him in like I don't know 2.5 minutes maybe, and
Yeah.
that was with a decent current flow. Probably not as much as you're going to see at the Saluda, but you're also if you get like a mid 30-inch striper up there, that's a good one for the river. So you're
Hell
probably
yeah.
more likely to see like some good like 20 inchers like for like a good one for the day, from
Oh
my
yeah.
understanding.
That's pretty cool. I've been up there once, dude, and I didn't check the CFS or
Yeah.
like USGS.
Uh-huh.
It was high and red the entire day.
Oof.
And I was like, oh no.
That's brutal, man.
Dude, I
Yeah.
got in my waders and was like up to here. And,
Oof.
dude, it was bad. It was so sketchy, dude.
That's sketch, yeah.
And yeah, dude, it was sketchy. But I'm hoping it's a little bit I hope it's a little bit lower.
We've been
Like,
having like some pretty decent droughts for the summer right now,
yeah.
which actually is why I might go up and do some bowfin fishing tomorrow or Sunday, one of the two. And like for that, you want like low water levels, and those are weird fish, man. I'm gonna
Dude,
try
they're
to get
so
them on the
weird.
fly, but you want the low water levels at least where I go because when it gets too high, they push back into the trees, like the cypress trees,
Yeah.
and or whatever they are. I think they're cypress trees. Don't quote me on that. But they like get up in those rooty trees and stuff, and then you just can't catch them, and they're super spread out. And
Yeah.
so you want there to be like a decent amount of drought, so they like get condensed and they're actually like active.
Yeah. Dude, I went to East Carolina
Mm-hmm.
out on the Tar River, and I was on the
Yeah.
bass fishing team. Dude, we fished
Wait.
the Tar in like the afternoons. You couldn't keep a damn bowfin bowfin off of a damn frog.
Oh,
I hate
that's
those damn
sick.
fish.
I
Dude,
honestly
it's
though that's kind of sick.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple of ponds, or I guess they're lakes around here that like little oxbow lakes, if you're familiar.
Yeah.
And so like just super deep and very narrow. And like if someone listening doesn't know what an oxbow lake is, I didn't used to. It's basically, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, like a section of an old bend in a river that was blocked off for whatever reason, whether it was man-made or just happened over time. So it was at one point a bend in a river, so it's pretty deep and very narrow, like a little winding river, but then it's just blocked off and like doesn't get like really any water flow, if any, from other bodies of water, and it's just kind of standalone and is usually pretty stagnant. And because of that, there's not great like oxygen levels, and typically, or what can happen at least, is bowfin, which gulp air and do really well in those like hot, still
Yeah.
water areas, can just like take over. So
Oh
you're
yeah.
like hard pressed to get a bass in there, but you can have days where you catch like 30, 40 bowfin, and they're like big. Like it's not uncommon to get like a 30-incher,
Yeah.
and it's just fun. It's just a different thing to do when it's miserably hot out and maybe it's blowing a little too hard where you don't want to go on the ocean or inshore,
Yeah.
and you just want to like wear them out and like have like a sore shoulder or wrist afterwards,
Oh yeah.
and you get as many cheap white plastic paddle tails as you can, thing of super glue and a bunch of jig heads, and just go nuts. And
Yeah. Go crazy.
it's fun, man. I haven't done it in like 2 summers, so I'm excited to try it.
Oh yeah, dude. I feel like if bowfin were a person, dude, if a bowfin was a person, they love dive bars.
Oh,
Just
dude, yeah,
the conditions that they live in. It's
yeah.
like sticky floor, shitty jukebox, dollar natural lights. A bowfin's gonna love that if it's a
Dude,
person.
I might be a bowfin. That's hard to hear.
Same here. I might be a bowfin.
The,
Dude,
that's a good analogy though.
I will find the shittiest hole in the wall dive bar in any town I'm in. I'm like, that's the place I want to go right there.
That's like I always find one. I gotta. That's like where I'm most comfortable. That's the kind of place I want to go out.
Same here.
Like I've always been kind of like I was told when I was a kid I was like an old spirit, which probably just means you're not very fun at parties. But I like by the time I was 22, I was like I don't like going out on like a weekend in Charleston. It's just like too fucking hectic. Like if I'm home at like 8:30, that's a good night for me. You know,
Yeah.
go
You won't
early,
catch
end
me.
early.
You won't catch me in like trio or anything like that.
Oh, geez,
Dude,
no, dude.
trio. Oh
Oh
my
my
god,
gosh.
bro. It's
The
like,
most tense I've ever been in my life was like the two
yeah,
times I got dragged to trio.
dude. I won't even. I'll tell you what. The Blind Tiger gets super crowded too.
Yeah. It's cool until it isn't. I think it's a
Yeah.
really cool bar, but yeah, I just don't like being anywhere that gets like that congested.
Yeah, dude.
It's
But my
just
favorite bar
yeah.
in that entire Charleston area, you know that Red Sox bar going out towards Sullivan Island? It's an Irish pub. It's like out there at Sullivan's, like way out on Sullivan's. They
What'd you say
used
the
to.
name is?
It's an Irish pub. I forget what it's called.
Sullivan's. Okay.
Let's see. I might be able to find the name of it.
My wife would be able to tell us. She's not
Dude,
on the podcast, so.
dude, I'm gonna have to look it up. Dude, I love that place. It's like a little wooden shack essentially.
You said it's like a Red
Uh,
Sox bar?
yeah, it's a Boston Red Sox bar.
Dunleavy's?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
I love Dunleavy's. Because, dude, I remember we went to, I think we went to Charleston when, like, we moved here in '07. And my dad got, like, he was like, hey, I got a business trip to Charleston. Do you guys want to go? We were like, yeah, sure. So we got in the car and went. and like me, my mom, my brother, and my sister went out and like kind of like explored.
Yeah.
And we were driving down to Sullivan's, and I saw like a giant Red Sox banner on in like a dive bar on the left. And anything like Red Sox, I'm like catches my attention. I'm a huge Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, Mom, let's go check that place out. And she's like, all right. So we stopped in there and got dinner. I had like fish and chips or something. They had Red Sox stuff all on the inside of that. I think they've since taken the Red Sox banner down. But I love that.
It's probably because of the ever growing like animosity towards like New Englanders and just
Yeah.
transplants in general. And I say it all the time. There's only so much complaining you can do about it, but I understand the people who are bitter about it because Charleston's amazing now. From what I hear, if you grew up here 20, 30, 40 years ago, it was way better just because it wasn't busy, it didn't have all the development and stuff. Like I'm jealous of the time that people got to spend in Charleston when it was like that. And, truthfully, I wish it was like that still, but you can't put Pandora back in its box or whatever they say. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, and word got out. We finally just got kicked off of like the #1 city in America or whatever on Travel and Leisure, I think it was, after 12 or 13 years. So, maybe now it'll slow down and everyone will go over wherever that is now.
Dude, so my brother was just there for 4th of July. And
Sure.
we went to dinner, I think Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was like, dude, there was nobody down there at all. He's like, I was almost surprised at how little people were in Charleston for the 4th of July.
That's crazy.
It's like King Street, everything. He's like, there was nobody there. It's like, damn.
Good for him. That's awesome.
I was like, holy crap.
Everyone was saving up for for like charging their social batteries for like all those boat parties and dealing with the boat ramps and the beach traffic and whatever else.
It's nuts. Well, dude, you won the After Work Fish Club Red Spot Roundup.
Yeah, dude, talk about a miracle.
Walk me through that day you caught that winning fish. Don't need to drop exact locations or anything.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so that was like a little bit of like an eclectic fishing day. I went out like knowing that I was fishing for the tournament primarily, but I also wanted to bring some food home. So the plan of the day was to, and this is how it worked out. I guess I'll just go with that. I started out throwing. It was a falling tide, and I was heading out at first light. So favorite type of situation for me if I'm launching the kayak. I get to, at this particular spot, I get to go out with the falling tide and come back in with the rising. And so I was probably like 2 hours before low and started out with some top water. Got a few reds doing that, but nothing to write home about. A couple of decent ones size wise, like 25, 26 inches, but like nothing that like for the tournament. Because if people don't know, this is like, at least to me, it was a unique tournament design. They had these cards. I don't have mine with me, but where it was like a 2-inch circle, like about that big. And so it was a red card with, your tournament entry number and a little clearer circle. And your score for the tournament was however many spots on a redfish's tail or anywhere on their body that you could get in that circle that would be visible in a photo. And obviously it had to be during like the tournament month. And it was a big tournament. It was like pretty much any body of water that you can catch redfish in the Atlantic. And I said that because I recently found out there's redfish in Japan, apparently.
What the hell?
Dude, yeah, look it up. There's a dude on Instagram. I'll find his page for you. He's like in Hong Kong. Sorry, I didn't mean to get on a tangent here. But apparently Japan's water must be like close enough climate-wise or temperature-wise and conditions to salinity, I suppose, to have a population of redfish. And apparently live fish markets are pretty big over there in terms of like it's just fresher if you're shipping it. And so at some point people were bringing over redfish like commercially to like, or for food. And I don't know if they got introduced intentionally, unintentionally, but unless this guy's Instagram page is fake, it seems like I think I found out about this from Drum Spots, the Instagram page. He catches redfish in like Hong Kong, like near the city in urban areas.
God.
It's super cool.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I have to look this dude up. That's
Anyway.
crazy as hell.
Or sorry, China. I might have said Japan. I meant China. But anyway, back to the day. So topwater bites died. I got a few in plastics, just kept moving, and seemed like maybe the redfish wasn't going to be super productive. I maybe got like 6 or 8, but nothing like crazy. And so I go out and I decide I'm going to go for some flounder, and the got a few small ones, one that was like barely 16 inches, which is the keeping slot in Charleston. But I was like, a 16-inch flounder is so much work and very little yield. It's just not worth it. There's plenty of like 18 inchers out there that are like, you get like a good pound of fillets off them if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather keep those. So moved to some deeper water to try to I was going to do some like jigging and see if I can get lucky. I got a couple doormats doing that last year. And I was like hoping, and so I was in that same type of area as a big sandy slope off where it goes from a couple feet to like 30, 40 feet over like 100 yards. It drops really quickly. And it's like on the edge of the shipping channel in Charleston. So I'm jigging around that, jigging some structure, and I'm not getting anything besides like a couple of toadfish. And so I'm like, the current had flipped in, so it was starting to come up, and the wind was going the opposite direction. So it's starting to get pretty shitty out there. It's starting to get a little choppy, a little sketchy in a kayak. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting really close to calling it, but I'm like jigging this one last spot, and like I'm looking over my shoulder, like looking for boat wakes and stuff, and I feel like this really big thump. And so I'm like, all right, finally, flounder. So I set the hook, and for the first like 30 seconds of the fight, I was fully convinced it was like a really big flounder. Like really big, because like I said, I caught some really big ones over there before, and this thing's just like staying down and low and hanging under the boat, not really moving much. And I was like, all right, flounder, this is sick. This is gonna be like my best flounder ever. And then it just started zipping offline. I was like, all right, that's not a flounder.
That's not flounder.
And it ended up being it was cool because not only did it have a bunch of spots to do well in the tournament and end up winning, but it was also a big fish. It was, I think, like 34 inches or something like that. And so like finally I get it up and I got a look broadside when it was next to the kayak before I could net it. And I saw the tail, and it had this like kind of like a medallion design of spots on its tail. And I was like, oh shit. Wow. It was practically the shape of the card circle. And I was like, and it was just riddled with spots. I was like, oh my God. So I got really panicked. And I was like, oh. So I got it in and spent a minute or so like trying to line up the card to get the most spots. I just was like rapid fire taking pictures, like different angles. And so I let the fish go and all that. And then I sent or posted on my story to like make the submission to After Work. And they DM'd me a little bit later, and I was like, hey, was this 7 or 8 spots? And he was like, no, it's 9 spots. And I was like, oh, are you kidding? And he was like, so he like talked me through what he was counting. And I was like, damn, that's cool. I was like, where does that stand? He's like, right now you're winning. And I was like, oh shit. And it was, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 days left in the month. And so I just he said, yeah, there's been a few that were 6 or 7 spots, but no one's cracked. I think it was 7. And up until that point, I think the most I'd gotten in the month was 3. So, and anyway, so I was just like, for the next week and a half or so, I was just holding my breath and like refreshing and checking After Work Fish Club stories, trying to see if someone beat it. And then, the end of the month came and went, and I hadn't heard anything. And then they like made the announcement, and I was like, oh my God, this is nuts. And I didn't even know the full scale of like the prizes and stuff. But definitely the most significant to me though was like a really nice 8-weight rod, which I have no business using. Like I love it, but like it is well above my skill level and what I feel like I deserve to have at this stage in my fly fishing career. But man, it feels nice.
Oh yeah. I actually have Loco coming on Tuesday.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Adam, right?
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah. I DM'd with him a little bit after I won, just to talk to him. And seems like a really cool guy. I think he'll be a good guest.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I got a couple cool ones coming up. You kicked off like the big cool guest one. I had a cool guest last week too. All the guests were really fun. But
Oh well, hey, I'm glad if you're including me as one of the cool guests,
heck yeah,
not just like
dude.
a spot filler.
Dude, yeah, you're one of the cool guests, dude.
Oh
For
hell
sure.
yeah! Hey, yo, that's all I ever wanted to be.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty awesome, and I had already met Sean from After Work before. I actually like helped. I actually helped promote the tournament a little bit ahead of time, just to like get the word out because it was new, and I'd been following After Work since
Yeah.
I discovered him, and liked like the messaging behind it, and it in my mind it was kind of a little bit similar in a way to like what I envisioned for the messaging behind Make Time, just being
Right.
that it's like an inclusive thing. They're not gatekeeping fishing. They're not being like you need to use the best gear. You need to be out on the water 360 days a year.
Right.
You don't have to be catching the biggest fish. Just like get out there, and whether it's
Have
like you're
fun.
pond hopping, like I still pond hop all the time, man. Like when if the weather's not good enough, but I'm getting bored, I'm getting the itch to go fishing, I just go out to like the neighborhood pond and catch a few bass. Sometimes I'll break out the 5 weight and just get some like big brim on like little tiny poppers. Like it's
Yeah.
cool stuff. It
Dude, when I
gets the
get
blood pumping.
when I get this scheduled and all that to get released, I'm actually gonna go and grab my popper box and go and do that at the golf course I work at.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Hey, which
Yeah,
course?
dude.
Can you get me like a friends and family rate?
So if you play with me, you play for free.
Ah,
If
sweet. All
you're
right.
ever up in Charlotte, let me
Well,
know.
my in-laws actually live in Mooresville.
Oh, cool, dude. Yeah, I
Yeah.
live right here in Huntersville. Yeah, when
Oh,
you're up
cool.
here, if you want to play around, let me know.
That sounds fun. I don't know that you want
Yeah.
to be seen playing with me.
Oh, dude.
I said I was new to fly
Terrible.
fishing. I'm like genuinely very, very new to golf. Like
Oh, dude. Me too. I suck so bad.
that's
So
what
bad.
everyone says, and then they look like they know what they're doing. I do not look like I know what I'm doing.
Oh, dude, I don't either. I do the worst part is my little brother's getting married at Quail Hollow, and we're playing Quail Hollow the day of his rehearsal dinner. I've been
Yeah,
out like hitting a bucket of balls like every week just in preparation. I'm
yeah.
like, dude, it's gonna take me a year to get my swing right. It's
Is
gonna
that
take
a
me a year.
so? Like I said, I'm new. Is that like a particularly hard course too?
Dude, yeah, they played the PGA Championship there this year.
Did they really? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
dude,
like that course is gonna eat me up.
what's the tea time cost for that?
I don't even know, dude. I don't even want to think
Don't
about it.
ask. Just find
Yeah, it's a
out. Like
private course.
it's gonna scare you.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
not gonna be $100 or less. That's gonna be yeah.
Nah, nah, dude.
Well, that's gonna be awesome though, and go into it
Yeah.
with the mindset of like it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That was what got me into it this year. Actually, was I went on a good friend's bachelor trip. Who he lives out in Colorado. I don't see him that much anymore, and growing up, I'd never heard of him golfing once, and apparently he got into it out there, and he's like really good now. I mean, by
Damn.
my standards, he's like good. And so I found out a week before the Bachelor that we're playing 18 holes in like Fort Collins, Colorado, and it was like a really nice course, but fortunately, it was like fortunately there was good and bad about it. It was very wide open fairways, but
Yeah.
so many trees on the sides,
Yeah.
and dude, when I tell you I lost count of how many trees, I just slant all my cleanest iron shots of the day, just like straight into tree trunks. Just
Oh,
and then I had one that ricocheted right back, and I just caught it and put it right back. I was like, all right, here we're gonna just try do that one. That's my mulligan. Yeah.
dude, I hate a course like that where it's just like I like it because it's like long and wide, but your entire like essentially rough is just trees. I'm like,
That's
dude,
yeah, and there would be trees that like jutted out into the fairway too,
yeah. Oh,
like just an island of a tree, and
gosh.
yeah, but that was a blast though because 6 out of 8 of us who were playing did not golf. At most those guys golfed once a year. I hadn't golfed
Yeah.
since I was 15, and I never had a lesson. It was just when I was 15. I had friends that dragged me out to the course for a summer, and I just like trial by fire realized I was really bad at golf. But um, like it was just a good time. And the hard part is now that I'm trying to learn now, in my head, I've set the expectation that, all right, I can get a good hit when I'm at the driving range every now and then. And unfortunately now it becomes frustrating because you think you should do better, even though you don't have any business doing better than you are at that moment. You feel like you should.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. Do you ever play Patriots Point out there?
Not yet. No. I've been meaning to.
Dude, so we played that for one of my buddy's bachelor parties. Shoot, it's a like the condition, like the layout of the course is super nice. I don't know how it is now, but when we played it for my buddy's bachelor party, it was wet as hell, dude.
I've actually heard that it gets very muddy and like tends to stay that way.
Yeah, and dude, the round rate out there, it's like $110 18 round.
So yeah, fortunately, we were gonna play a few weeks back, and my friend I was going with like read the reviews, fortunately, of like current like recent reviews and with pictures, and I was like, that's not $100 course. I'm not paying that,
dude, not at all. It's like you're essentially paying for that view, and it's like, don't get me wrong, like we had a good time. We had
I'm sure.
Dude, like the 17th green is like an island, and it's super cool. But it's like, dude, cool. I'm not trying to play a course where you need waiters sitting in the fairway.
You don't normally bring those?
Nah, I don't usually have my waiters out there on the course.
You put the spikes in for that or what? Like,
dude, I played it. I was in like a pair. This is before like I had a good pair of golf shoes. I was in like Ultra Boosts.
I meant in the Wade boots.
Oh no! Oh, dude, I should have. My bad. I was thinking golf shoes.
No, that's all good.
Yeah, man, I got them FootJoy wading boots, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Oh man, I could talk golf and.
No, that was a tangent. I'm sorry for bringing.
Oh, dude, it's okay. I got on it too. Dude, but you make some pretty cool YouTube videos, man. What does your like editing process look like, and like, what's your favorite video you filmed so far?
I wish my process was more streamlined, but that was like I won't go on a too big of a tangent this time. But like the reason I started making videos was because I wanted a creative outlet, and when I was a kid, I would edit like silly videos that me and my brothers would film, like going off of bike jumps and like this dirt trail we made in our front yard, and I don't know, blowing stuff up, shooting stuff with BB guns, like that kind of thing. And then
I do the same thing.
And so I would have this little digital camcorder. I made edits and stuff. And the same time I was right before I made the channel, I was trying to come up with like something, a creative outlet. I felt like I needed that. Like in my office job, I didn't get to be creative. And I was like, I would like something in my time where I could like flex the creative muscles. And anyway. So my wife said, why don't you start filming yourself fishing? I was like, I'd be too mortified. I'd be too embarrassed to do that. Unfortunately, she convinced me it was a good idea. But fast forward, editing, like usually, like when I go out there, I know a lot of people try to like conserve batteries, and especially with GoPros, they have horrible battery life.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's true. But you can buy the cheap ones. You get 3-pack of them for like $40. And I also have like a little... a little guest star.
Yeah, we got a cameo from Ricky back there.
Oh, he didn't realize he was in frame. He said, I'm out.
He's looking out the window again.
So like I bring enough batteries and enough like I can charge my batteries on the go. I just record continuously as pretty much the entire time I'm out there if I'm fishing. Besides when I'm like moving spots. So like on a day, I might have like anywhere from like 5 to 8 hours of footage to go through.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is because like you never know when like that really cool once in a lifetime like fish or like topwater eat's gonna happen. So like I just leave it recording because I figured out a way to make it work where I can record the whole time, and it's nice because you never know, or you might get a good sound bite or something to like help set up the story. But so like I'll start out by just like scrubbing through, like fast forwarding through and like picking out the big clips of what I want. And I might end up with like an hour on the timeline for like a 15-20 minute video or what will end up being a 15-20 minute video.
Yeah.
And I just kind of keep going through a million times and chunking it down till I get down to like what's actually necessary. I try to limit the fluff as much as I can. And you know, that's fine. There's like different types of fishing YouTube channels, and like different people do different things.
Yeah.
Some people, they make a video out of every single time they go out, and people enjoy it because they're good storytellers. They're very engaging. They talk to the audience the whole time, and like just kind of uh, just show you. It's almost like a video diary of like their fishing journal,
Yeah.
and that's great. And like a lot of people make that work, and that's like what they like to make. I prefer to be more selective in the videos that like I actually like will put out. And
Yeah.
so I would say like less than 1 out of 10 of my trips actually end up making a video, even if like I had a pretty decent day. Like, if you fish in Charleston or in the Southeast enough, you catch a million, 20, 25 inch reds. And if the footage didn't turn out well, or I didn't have much to say on the day, I was just kind of fishing and not really doing much hosting, so to speak.
Yeah.
Those end up being left on the editing room floor. But by the time it's all said and done, I whittle down the clips for a certain day, and I get to like that 15 to 25 minute sweet spot for like what I like to have for an episode. Then I'll start watching it through in real time and making like the color correction and the audio adjustments. What I found works the best for me is I'll do like, depending on the day, like if it's super windy or if it was like really cloudy or incredibly sunny, but you're fishing docks, and then you have like
Yeah.
that super high contrast where when you look away, everything's super bright, but everything around the docks is really dark. And like trying to like reduce the amount of shadows, reduce the
Yeah.
amount of like over highlights, and just try to like balance it in like a sweet spot. I like come up with like a color profile that seems to work for most of the clips, apply that across the board, and then I do the same thing with the audio. Um, some days I'm talking quieter than others. Some days it's really loud out. I might be like, sometimes I've fished near places that are like under construction, or they're like near a highway and there's cars going overhead, or it's just super windy, and you got to kind of balance that. So I come up with like a general one size fits all profile for the audio and the color, apply it across the board on the timeline. And then when I'm watching the video through, I look for things that just don't quite look or sound right, and like make adjustments from there.
Yeah.
And it's like it's very it can be very monotonous if it's like after the editing just takes so much longer than the actual fishing. I wish.
Yeah.
I'm sure you see that with the podcast too.
Oh yeah.
You sit down and have an hour and a half conversation, but then however many hours of editing go into it. It's like, for me to make a 20-minute video from like, it'll be like 6 or 8 hours of fishing, and then probably like 15 to 20 hours of editing, just because I just keep going back into it. And I know I need
Yeah.
to streamline it, but it's just like, as I've gotten better at it, rather than become more efficient, I've gotten more in the weeds. And I don't do anything crazy. Like, my editing style has always been just clean, and like, again, like no fluff, no filler, as much as I can, just like to the point, try to
Yeah.
convey like what the story is of the day, like what we're doing. And then like get into the action as quick as possible while still like setting the scene, so to
Yeah.
speak. And like, that's just the style of video I like to watch. It's the style of video I like to make.
Yeah.
There's plenty of channels, like I said, that do totally different things, and it works for them, and people enjoy it, and that's awesome. I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just like what I like to make.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at this point, it's just like I keep making it take longer rather than get better and like quicker at it, because there's like, I got better at color correction. Now I spend more time on color correction, and I got better at like audio engineering, and now I spend more time on that. And it's a vicious cycle, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, dude. I remember, I think it was like a couple summers ago. I like tried to make like a summer video
Mm-hmm.
and like kind of sum up my stuff. And dude, I was like, dude, this is so hard. And it's like I'm using Apple or whatever it is, iMovie.
Yeah, sure. Dude,
Dude,
iMovie's
it's
come a long way.
oh, dude, it has. It's crazy. And I used to use Adobe Premiere when I would do like my bass fishing stuff.
Yeah.
And I had no business having Adobe Premiere when I was doing that. I was like, I ended up
It's
canceling it.
expensive, huh?
Yeah, dude. And it's like Capture Cut Pro is even worse. It's
Yeah.
like I mean, given Capture Cut Pro, it's more affordable because it's like a one-time buy-in kind of thing.
Yeah, which is good. I like anything you can get that's not a subscription nowadays is
Yeah.
awesome because everything's a subscription.
Oh, dude, it's nuts, and it's like $40 a month for. I
Yeah,
want to say it's
yeah,
Adobe Premiere.
yeah. It is. Is
I'm like,
so I don't I use this program, and this is a plug for them because I don't think enough people know about it, and it's 100% free. It's called DaVinci Resolve. Um, so I'll say, from my understanding and from research and me talking to people who have used both, DaVinci Resolve has a much higher learning curve, but it's 100% free. It has color correction. It has like general, just straight up edits. It has templates built into it for like text and titles and transitions. It has audio correction, and it even has like film level animation if you know how to
oh my
use it.
gosh.
And it's like 4 or 5 programs in one. And they even have like a streamlined, like simplified version of the edit page where you can like do everything in one. And you can make it as complicated as you want, and as simple as you want, and it's 100% free. They have a paid tier that is $300 one-time fee, lifetime license, and the difference between the two is you can utilize. I don't know how much like computer stuff you know. It's okay if you don't, but like you know what a GPU is.
No.
So a graphics card.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, no.
it's
Not a
okay.
clue.
It doesn't matter. But like people who edit videos might know, or game if they PC game. My graphics card gets like just as even of a usage nowadays, but it allows you to utilize that when you're rendering the final video, which basically makes the render go a lot quicker.
Oh, cool.
Whereas before I was able to do that and pay the $300, it might take me like 6 hours to edit a video or to output the video at the end, like render it. And then now I can do it in like 15 minutes.
Oh,
But
wow.
but that was just for the final thing. The actual like editing software, which is used on like Hollywood movies and stuff, is 100% free, and it's
Damn.
amazing because you don't have to pay a subscription. You don't have to pay anything,
That's
and
awesome.
you can make it as complicated and nice looking or as like clean and simple. Just putting videos together and export. You can do whatever you want, and it's just free. And like
Huh.
not enough people know about it because they don't have the money to do the kind of like because they're not charging people $40 a month. They don't have the name, the brand awareness that like Premiere Pro does.
I'm gonna look into that
You
because it's
should,
like
man.
I'm trying to like start doing more stuff like that because it's
Yeah,
like I'm just posting like podcast clips essentially.
yeah.
Like I
No, no,
was
no.
doing like fly time videos and stuff,
Yeah,
and it's like I need to look into doing like actually going and taking like 4 days to go and
yeah.
post it. Like,
And again, DaVinci Resolve, you can do as simple or as complicated as you want, all the way up to like film level animation, like actual animated movies in this program.
damn,
But you can also use it just to cut and paste videos together and make a Instagram reel or like a YouTube video, like whatever you want to do.
that's pretty damn
And
cool.
there's dozens, if not hundreds, of really good, and I can send you a couple of them, YouTube channels that basically just do DaVinci Resolve 101. Like
Yeah,
any question you have, someone's got a YouTube video on how to do that thing in DaVinci Resolve.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
You do, man,
Dude,
and
that's freaking
everyone
awesome.
should, rather than like buy a $40 a month. Like, but again, though, Premiere Pro like is supposed to be like an easier learning curve. So if you don't want to like have a learning curve, which is okay, and I don't think it's like non-existent, but it's lessened. So the money, by my understanding, like I think they have more of a bigger library of like templates for like transitions and like title sequences and stuff like that. But you can make your own in Resolve, and there's also like packages of ones you can download from some of these YouTubers I'm talking about who make
Yeah.
these guides. Like they'll like just give away free samples of like titles and things you can use.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
Dude, that's awesome. Cause dude, like I had a super hard time trying to learn like Premiere Pro. Like no
Yeah.
offense to them, but it's like
I
I
mean,
looked at some of them.
I don't know, Mr. Premiere Pro. You're not like offending me. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
it's like I'm sitting there. I'm like I don't have a fucking clue what I'm looking at. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and you'll have the same experience, I'm sure, with any software. And but I like it. It works well, and
Yeah,
I love not having one more subscription to pay every month.
exactly. At least it's free. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
There, yeah. Do you have any crazy trips planned for here in the future?
So nothing like too crazy. That's too solid. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, and this is like not a crazy trip, but what I'm excited about is I'm planning to go up to Cherokee, North Carolina.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be fun. We
And
love it up
so
there.
I'm planning that for end of September, beginning of October. I actually need to get on my buddy this weekend and like just lock down a date because he's still
Yeah.
up in Connecticut, and so he actually has to fly down. But so we're gonna make it a few day thing. South Carolina.
Heck yeah.
Maybe I'll get him on a redfish. He's never caught a redfish.
Yeah.
And then go up to Cherokee too. Do like the trophy trout water.
Yeah, dude. There's some big ones in there. I live in
I heard
Cashiers for summer.
I heard on that stretch like the average size is like 20 or 22 inches, which
Yeah.
is incredible. Like
Yeah.
there's so many rivers you can't catch a 22-inch fish.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's like the
dude.
once a year type catch. I,
I'll uh
I'm psyched.
I'll send you a spot where I've seen like some of the biggest trout I've ever laid my eyes on
Please
up
do.
there.
That's
Dude,
sick.
it's
Yeah.
it's nuts.
I'm hoping
It
we'll be
is
able to do
nuts.
2 days. Yeah.
Dude, don't if it gets tough up there, don't sleep on the Nantahala.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on the Nantahala.
Yeah.
Nantahala's sick.
Okay.
But
Cool. That's really good to know. Yeah. Any tips, tricks, or just like general bodies of water up there you like as like
yeah.
alternatives if one river's blown out or like slam packed with people? Because
Yeah.
I didn't get into fly fishing, especially not trout fishing, because I like standing around a bunch of people like when I'm
Dude,
fishing.
I'll say one thing. Pack heat up there in Cherokee.
Mm-hmm.
I got a
Yeah.
story I'll tell off camera that's fucking wild.
Okay.
Bring dude, go before you get into Cherokee if you're going to the
Mhm.
casino. Get your cash from your credit card provider. There's not one like Bank of America, Wells Fargo,
Huh.
anything on the reservation, and any ATM you go to will charge you like a $14 service fee.
That sounds like Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Freaking crazy.
That is crazy.
But
But the number one trip on my short list of, or I'll say two real quick. One
okay.
I really want to do is I've never fished the Chesapeake, and I really want to, and that's a very obtainable one. I just have to again plan it out and do it. But I really want to go to the Chesapeake. That's definitely happening. Probably not this year. Unfortunately, I've had too many small trips. I don't really have the leave time to like take another trip at this point. But hopefully next spring or something. And then the other one is, and this is another obtainable one, I just haven't done it yet, is I want to drive down to like South Florida, like Miami area with the kayak and go off the beach. And within a mile of the beach, you're in like 150 feet of water. And
It's nuts.
I just can't imagine like I love jigging and stuff like that going offshore, but to get to 100 feet of water in Charleston, you have to go 35 miles. That's like a couple time a year thing for me if I'm lucky. And you're certainly not taking the kayak out there. So,
dude, if you end up doing that one, shoot me a text too. I got some good spots you can go down there and catch a peacock.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I've never caught a peacock.
Dude, yeah, I got a couple spots you can catch peacock, dude. My girlfriend's actually in Miami right now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, her dad lives down there, like, in the heart of peacock country.
Oh, cool.
Dude, her flight got delayed twice, and I was sitting there. I was like, please get canceled so we can drive down there. I could throw a flyer on the truck after I get off the podcast. I was like, please, please, please. But what's your favorite fish to catch and why?
Favorite fish. So like that's a hard question. Like
it is.
I mean the one everyone in Charleston's probably gonna say is like redfish. You know, it's up there with striper for being like the quintessential sport fish. and it's probably a
Oh yeah.
stolen line I probably got from like someone's video 10 years ago, but it's like like we were talking about, there's just so many different ways to catch them, so
Oh
many
yeah.
different situations. I love getting them in like dead low tide and like shallow water pockets. Love getting them in the grass. Sight fishing for them, it's super cool. But then, like, it's really exciting if you're blind casting and just get a big thump, or you don't even set the hook and they just start running before you even get a
Yeah.
chance. Like, that's cool. Like, bends the rod over. But then, like, on the other hand, if people watch my videos, like historically, especially a couple years ago, like, I love fishing for sheep's head. Like,
Yeah.
like I kind of shoehorn myself into being like the sheep's head guy on YouTube, and that's fine. Like, I still fish for him all the time. I just kind of stopped making videos of it so much because I've did it so many times. I was like, there's really not much left to see there. But like, it's cool because it like brings me back to being like a kid and like going like pan fishing like for like
Yeah.
bluegill and brim and stuff, and like it's the kind of the same thing, and they have a similar body shape to a bluegill. They really are essentially like a bluegill on steroids,
Oh yeah.
but they taste like kind of like scallops, and they get like upwards of 20 inches. Like, I mean, people have got 30 inches out there, and I've never seen one. I'm stuck at I've caught 3 different fish that were 24 and a half inches, and I've never got a millimeter over that. And
Damn.
yeah, but it's like every time, because like I catch one that size a year, and whenever I see one, I'm like, oh my god, this is the biggest sheeps I've ever seen. I wait on the board, and I'm like, still very stoked, but this is probably. I think the fish I caught last year stopped growing, and this is it. And I stunted its growth when I hooked it. But it because like those big ones are so old, and there's not that many of them, and the really old ones that are that big are like they're usually female, and like I let the ones over 20 inches go because they're not that common, and an 18-inch fish has a pound of meat on it, maybe more, and like there's tons of 18s out there. You can catch all you want, and like
Oh yeah.
that's good for me. But yeah, so it's kind of a toss up between the two, but Striper are giving them both a run for their money in terms of favorites because
I love striper.
oh god,
Dude, there's
it's
nothing
just so
like him.
good.
Nothing like a
Oh,
damn line slider.
dude, no, and especially on the fly. Now that I've gotten into that, it's
Yeah, dude.
so much better.
Dude,
The fight, yeah.
the fight is unbelievable. Dude, you fish with the fish and Buford kid, right?
Yeah, I did.
Dude.
Just actually, so I've known him or through like social media for years. I met him 2 different times at like events. Both of them were for Release Over 20. If you're familiar.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah. So that was where I got the concept of how old the 20-inch sheepsheads are. It comes from that.
Yeah.
And so I met him at that years ago. But yeah, I just was down there in May fishing for cobia in the Broad River, and that was pretty sick.
That kid is unbelievable. I remember I worked a little plumbing with one of my buddies,
Hmm.
and we were in Buford doing the Chipotle that burned down over there by
Oh
the Waffle House.
yeah.
And or I don't know if it burned down or it just caught on fire.
Okay.
We were doing plumbing for that Chipotle, and I looked them up because dude, we were out there. I had a fly rod. I had my 8-weight with me,
Hmm.
and I like we went up to the pier, and we were fishing on the pier like every afternoon. And dude, we didn't catch jack shit. And I was like looking, I was like, I wonder if there's like an Instagram page like that
Hmm.
gives us like. I found him, and he was like relatively new, and
Been doing
I
it
was
for a
like,
long time.
dude, yeah, and dude, he blew up. He's pretty like medium big, like
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
there in the middle.
No, I mean,
And then
dude,
dude, he
he's
freaking
crushing it on short form stuff.
blew off. Yeah, dude, he blew up. I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's the kid that we found. Dude, I swear, I think we ran into him running off the pier one day with a
He
cobia.
probably did, man. Like he gets after it. He is out there all the time.
Yeah.
He's got a little skiff now. It looks sweet. We were supposed to potentially take it out that day, but as like happens with everyone with a boat, he was having trolling motor issues.
Oh.
And it's like the story of boat ownership these days, I feel like, is like
Oh yeah.
something's wrong with the trolling motor. It always, or like if you have a power pole, that too.
Yeah.
And but he's got the kayaks, that's like his bread and butter. And
Yeah.
then he's like a pier rat too when he's not
Yeah.
doing one of those. So like you probably did see him. And but I'm not surprised you didn't catch anything off the pier fly fishing because it's like 40, 50 feet deep right there.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
it is. Yeah, it's like very unique to me for like an inshore fishery.
Dude, there was a shop up there that we went into, and they were like, "Yeah, man, bring your fly rod to the pier." I was like, "Okay." They're like,
I
"Cast
mean,
around the pilings."
yeah, I mean, if you see like if it's like cobia season and they're in there, like they cruise all over there, and like that would actually be a really good vantage point. And we caught the most of ours, or like a good chunk of the ones we caught that day were like right by the pier, like well within range. Like they were at the pier or closer to shore than the pier. And I saw by far the most in that range,
Yeah,
like for like visual sight fishing. I
it's
didn't get to
crazy.
sight fish any of them. I tried like hell. They didn't want what I was throwing them.
Dude, they were saying tarpon get around there at night too.
I don't doubt that for a second, man. Like the more that's like my number one Charleston bucket list fish is
Tarpon.
getting like a true South Carolina tarpon, and I mean like a real one. I've caught years and years ago when I was like new to making videos. I caught a probably like slightly north of 30-inch tarpon in like a retention pond behind an apartment complex,
Oh shit.
and that was sweet. But like it wasn't sight fishing. I was using live bait, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. Um, but like I want to get like a big dog on the
Yeah,
kayak ideally. And I want to get towed around, and it's like the tarpon the tarpon fishery in South Carolina is like a secret. No one talks
yeah,
about it. Like everyone now, I've been paying more and more attention the last like 3-4 years. There's a lot of them around, based off of the consistency that some of these captains and some of these guys are like getting on them, but no one talks about it. You're not going to read like a magazine article where someone's telling you about it. Like if you ask anyone, they're like, "Oh yeah, someone catches one off the Folly Pier once a year. It's like a freak occurrence." Like, like yeah, like they sometimes make their way down here. It's like, no, we have a
yeah.
fishery
There's a
from
healthy tarpon
from
fishery.
May until like middle of September, probably. They're like here, and maybe even sooner, maybe later, depending on the water temps. But like once the water gets above, I don't know what it is, maybe 70 degrees, 72, they start coming in, and like they're here. I see them. Like I do see them. And I just need to be like, I need more time. I need to make time for fishing, and I need to get out there and sit my ass in my kayak for like 8 hours, 10 hours, like a full tide cycle and a half, just sitting and waiting and like baking in like the 100-degree sun. And like, I'll have a shot, but I just haven't been able to put the time in this summer that I want to.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it now. That's like my goal. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but that's a big goal of mine, is to do that.
Oh yeah. I think you could get it. I legit think you could do it this year. They're out there.
I
They're
know
out
they
there.
are, and I've seen them with my own eyes. So like I know I've seen the last summer I saw them at least 6 or 8 times, and like that was not when I was looking for them. It was in I know they don't roll as often as they do in like Florida. Like typically people are catching them like hanging on the bottom. Not saying that's all the time. But that's like people sit in like inlets with bait or whatever it is, and like that's how they get them. But like they're out there, and it's just putting the time in and like being smart about your tide and spot selection, and like you should be able to hook up on one eventually.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Even if it like you hook it and it just and spits the hook,
I,
dude.
I just need to see it. I need to know, because otherwise I'm going to convince myself it was a shark or like a big stingray or something like that. Like for all I know, there's been a couple of times I used to do a lot more like surf and shark fishing. I still love surf fishing. I just don't do it as much. And like there was multiple times I was in inlets and I just hooked things that were too big and too fast, but they never jumped, but I never saw them either. And it's like, who knows? Could have been. But like, I'll never know. And it was probably just like a 8 foot wide stingray that I was never going to get in. But like, they were fast. You
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
All right. What's your dream destination trip?
Uh, the same answer as before. There's a lot of them. The so getting into fly fishing and trout fishing now, I've got like some more answers there. Like would love to go to Japan. Would love to fish like trout streams up there for like just like even like small, just like natural trout out there. I've seen some like videos and like documentaries on it. It's like it's fascinating. It's beautiful. I want to spend more time out west. I didn't
Yeah.
mention it yet, but I actually did like a really amazing trip to Montana this spring.
Oh hell
Um,
yeah.
yeah, 3 days floating the river, and we had some really excellent fishing. That video's still very much taking up space in my hard drive. Had not
Yeah.
had even a moment to look at it yet.
You guys
But
use a guide?
yeah, it was a
Who'd you
really
use?
cool. It was Blackfoot River Outfitters.
Okay.
So they're in Missoula, which is where River Runs Through It is based. And we spent 2 days fishing the Blackfoot, one day fishing the Bitterroot, I think. And Bitterroot's aptly named, lots of snags. So many snags. And it was also our first day. And I'm using like a 5 foot dropper rig, which I've never done before.
Oh my
And
gosh.
maybe it was closer to 4, but it felt so long. It was like, it
That's
was
a
a disaster waiting
huge
to
dropper
happen.
rig.
And I mean, 'cause we were fishing pretty deep water and the water was moving pretty quick. I think we kind of needed that distance for it to get down. And I mean, I'll tell you, it worked for sure. Like,
Damn.
I wasn't doubting the guides for a second, but I was like, I've never seen a dropper this long. Not that I'm an expert, as I've established, but yeah. So out on Montana, or out west, there's quite a few spots I want to hit. But my number one spot I would say right now is, and this is somewhere I've been before, but it's more of the trip I want to make happen. Is I've been to Alaska before. I went 4 years ago, actually with my dad, and I think you actually asked me before, and I never answered the question because I was talking in circles. But probably my number one favorite video ever was I went to Alaska with my dad, and we had 2 days of fishing, and just king salmon and halibut like is caught our limits early and often, and it was like just one of my favorite memories. Like that entire trip was just awesome. But I really want to go back, and I want to convince my brothers to go, who don't really fish but will
Yeah.
fish if I take them, and I want to go back. I want to do that, and I want to get fly rods in their hands. I
Yeah.
want to I want to get us guides who are very patient and good with beginner fly fishermen and get them in a river. And I want them to hook up. Like I want to go during prime, like trout runs, and like just really like give them a good time. I just
That'd
think
be
that'd be so
sick.
special. And I would just love to like have that, I think that'd be cool.
Oh yeah. Dude, this is one of my last questions. Is
Yeah.
the 5 songs.
Oh
Five
man.
songs for the playlist.
Oh, so yeah, you sent me the outline, and that's a good one. I like that. I saw I was watching your one with Sean from After Work the other day, and like we got to that question, I was like, oh god, my music. I think a lot of people will say this, but like my music taste is pretty eclectic.
Mine
Like
is
it's a
too.
little bit of everything. So like I listen to like these days I listen to a fair bit of like heavy rock and metal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I also listen to like some country and some folk and stuff like that. Like I was at Shaky Graves last night.
Oh no way.
Yeah, at the refinery. It was a good time. Weather cooperated. We got a light drizzle. It was actually really nice. It felt good. But I cheated and I wrote down my songs because I was like, I'm gonna
Oh
freeze
dude, I
up
don't blame you.
if I have to list these. And these aren't in any particular order. But
Right.
starting out strong with like some heavy rock, kind of like post grunge. Rooster by Alice in Chains.
Oh, I love that song.
banger. I love the story behind it. It just
yeah.
every time it comes on, not even gonna consider skipping that. Then coming in next, I had some Audio Slave, "Show Me How to Live."
Okay.
That's a good one. If you're not familiar, you do yourself a favor and give it a listen. Like
I'm about to later.
I love everything Chris Cornell ever did. Rest in peace. But that like Audio Slave is like probably my favorite project from his. Then well, all right, I'll stay on that genre for a second. Linkin Park, One Step Closer.
Great one. I loved
Yeah,
Linkin Park when I was younger.
dude, I know that too soon, but yeah, it was funny. I wish I was into that kind of music when I was younger and like it was still like new. I had a whole like age of discovery with like 20-year-old songs when I finally got into it, and I was like, damn it, I love this stuff. I just wish I was in on it when it was a thing.
Dude, I had a hardcore like Tony Hawk phase where it's like all I listened to was like Linkin Park and skateboard.
That was probably, I'm sure that was my first exposure. I know my first exposure to stuff like Rage Against the Machine was Guitar Hero, you know, and at the time I was like, oh, this is a little scary. I don't know how I feel about this, but anyway, then getting a little bit more on the folksy side, By and By, which is a camp song, CAAMP.
Dude, I love them.
Yeah,
I love him.
yeah, they're
that's a group,
really great. What's that?
That's a group, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm newer to listening to them, but I've just been this By and By and oh god, I can't think of the name right now. See, this is why I had to write stuff down. A couple other songs I've just been like listening to on repeat, but then it's like every like fourth or fifth song is like a metal song. It's like it doesn't even like have to be a mood. It's just like all over the place. And then I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. Hosier, Would That I.
Let's see.
That guitar riff he does in it. So it's Would That I know it's confusing to hear. Yeah. It's confusing to read as well. But the guitar riff he plays like throughout it's. I play guitar and I'm like, I do not understand how you do this so easily. And also like I can't sit here and spend like 10 hours and get the riff down. But then he does that while singing and like belting.
Yeah, unbelievable. He's so good, dude.
His voice is crazy. I've seen him live twice now, and like I saw him live actually in Charlotte. And dude, his voice is like powerful. It like cuts through you. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's insane. He's so good. All right, I'll give you my 5 that I got here.
Yeah, please. What do you got?
I think I got 5. Friend of the Devil.
Okay.
Grateful Dead.
I'm gonna write all these down because I'm gonna listen to them.
I'll send you the playlist.
Oh, please, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Spotify.
Okay.
And then I got Rockin' Me, Steve Miller Band.
Okay, good one.
And then I got Dark Star, the live version at the Nassau Coliseum, though, by the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, some of those live versions are just better.
Oh, dude, I love Live Dead. It's awesome. And then I think that's 3. That's 4.
Yeah, we got 3 so far.
7 Bridges Road by the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And then You Don't Know How It Feels, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Mm-hmm. Those are good ones. I would jam out to those on a road trip for sure.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like those types of music. That's what I'm listening to when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I don't want to get, but like I'll listen to like metal and grunge and stuff while I'm working. It's just like different mindsets.
Oh yeah, every time, dude. It's crazy. I'm the same way, dude. Like at work, I all I listen to is like the Dead because I'm riding around on a lawnmower all day.
You're right.
It's like I'll put on those real jammy like not hour long, but like 10, 15-minute long Grateful Dead songs. Just listen to them all day.
Yeah. I mean, dude, some of those songs, it's like, did they not realize they didn't stop recording? They just like keep going.
Yeah, dude. Or they're just so goofed out of their mind on like all sorts of different drugs that they're just like,
So yeah, so one reason or another, they honestly might not even know they're recording. They're just jamming. Like,
exactly. But you got any last sponsor plugs or people to thank?
um, I mean, sure. I mean, yeah. So I've always kept my sponsors like pretty slim and trim. That's not what I got into it for. I just enjoy making videos. I enjoy fishing. But someone I've been with for a long time is Toadfish Outfitters. If you're in Charleston, you're very familiar. But they started local. Then,
There
fortunately
you
for
go.
them, they've grown. Hell yeah, yeah. And dude, they've been cranking out new products. They're teasing it right now. I won't give too much away, but they've got Gen 2 of their like Elite Carbon series rods and reels coming out. So like there's going to be a whole new lineup very soon, and it's really exciting. I got my hands on them for a couple days when I was down in Tampa early this year. Well, I guess it's just a few weeks ago. It feels so long because we've had so many little trips, but they feel really nice, and I'm very excited to actually have some for myself.
That's awesome.
I think they're going to be a big hit. The reels and the rods both are like they're lighter and they're better made. They just feel good. And I work with Grundens a lot. They're newer to me, but they've been good to me, and I liked their gear. Same with Toadfish. I was using their gear before they were giving it to me, or I was sponsored by them. Like the first like better than a Walmart rod I ever bought was a Toadfish rod when I moved down here, and it just feels right in the hand. But and a local company that I'm not even sponsored by them. I just like them. Is if you're not familiar with Cordina, the sunglass brand.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
Uh,
it.
yeah, they just make good glasses, man, and they're Charleston family owned. I mean, they're not new on the scene. They've all been working in like the premium sunglass industry for a long time, and like I think it's two brothers and a dad, or it might just be the brothers. I'm not
It's pretty
100%
cool.
sure. Sorry guys if I'm messing that up, but they make glasses and they just make really good lenses, and I love them. I've only had them for a few months now, but like I don't think I'm ever gonna change. Like you just good water clarity and just like cuts through the glare, and they're comfortable. I'm happy with them.
Hell
They're
yeah.
good company, and they're local, and I like to support local when I can. So yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. But that's about all I got for you, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming on, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to be on. It was fun. It was good talking to you, and yeah, maybe we'll do it again in the future. It was fun.
Yeah, dude, for sure, man. I would love to have you back on. What's up, guys? That was Christian with Make Time for Fishing. Super cool episode. So informative, dude. This is going to be such an awesome episode. First time I've done like visual stuff on the podcast as well. So if anything looks bad, let me know. Um, I am okay with constructive criticism. But couple things to end the podcast. Once again, for awesome products at riversmith.com, use code Wrangler10 at checkout to save 10% on all of your items in your cart. And just got an email today. It looked really cool. Um, and I haven't registered yet, but if I were you, I would. Check this out. It's going to be pretty sick. I saw it before. I will end up putting um, the whole thing up here in a screenshot, but I hope it is up here. I think did I see it on the it was either my email or Instagram. So if it is, I will show you here. They have a little fishing chaos tournament going on. It's going to be pretty sick. I've never done a fishing chaos tournament, but this will definitely be something that I sign up for and freaking check out because it's kind of gonna bring me back to my roots. The Bahio Field and Stream Summer Sprint. Check that out. Register for it on Fishing Chaos, and go and catch some bass, man. That's gonna be pretty sweet. That's gonna be really really cool. I'm about to enter as soon as I get off here, and we're gonna get it done. I mean, I'm gonna try and do it on a fly and keep my conventional gear in the closet here, but that's all I got for you guys today. Shout out to Christian. What a cool podcast. Until Tuesday, we got a cool episode coming for you Tuesday, so check it out. Like and subscribe if you like this content. Gonna try and get some fishing content for you guys, but until Tuesday, have a good weekend and always wrangle some trout.